Yes, team, what is happening? Big day today. So, itinerary for today is we are on our way to meet the drawdown surveyor for another project. This is the second last drawdown, so it's the second last invoice from the builder, meaning the property should be done by the end of next week, maybe 2 weeks. Furniture pack for this one is going in next Wednesday. Building controller coming in next Friday to sign it off, and EPC is coming in a couple weeks after building control have signed off. Whilst we're waiting for the certificate, they're doing the EPC, and utilities are being arranged in the background. Utilities have taken a wee bit of a while, but once utilities are done, because we need the gas and electrical certs in order to get the HMO license. So to get HMO license in our area, it's gas certs, electrical certs, old floor plans, new floor plans, proof of ID and proof of address, and then first payment of the, fee for the HMO license. And basically, we do not know how to get access to the gas because the current supplier is not getting back to us, basically. So we've set up the utilities, and this is it, and that's that. What else is there? We are then doing site visits. You're coming along and doing 3 site visits with me, seeing what's going on. And we are meeting an interior designer at our 4th project who is going to, let me just try and think, who has been hired by the client. Basically, all of these are for my deal packaging business, and I'm doing the project coordination side of things. And the client has requested that we use an interior designer on this 4th project, and the interior designer is also working on another one of our projects. So we're going to have them come over to this one, see what's going on, go in depth, go around it, get a plan in place. And then me and the interior designer are going to talk about working together, because your boy has a lot better things to be doing than picking out fucking what paintings and go with the furniture and go with the carpets and the flow and stuff. So if we partner up with an interior designer, then it just another string to our bow, makes our service better, and they will basically, we'll be able to generate a lot of business for them, and they could generate a lot of business for us. So it's like a two-way street. If, you know, like they work on a lot of properties, which means they come across a lot of investors, or they come across a lot of deals, you know, landlords could be selling, landlords could be buying, you never know. So it could be a two-way street that we got going on over here. And this is it, and that's that. Went on a networking event last night, an online one, called the Property Club, a bit of an educational one. Got all those events booked, got things planned next week, and I have set up my automated system for viewings, looking for properties. So when I use Property Engine, and basically when it comes to Property Engine, you can highlight your areas and set email alerts. So if I have all of my criteria set in this area, I'll show you properly. When I whip out the laptop, I just put all my criteria, save search area, set email alerts. If anything that hits all this criteria comes onto the market, I immediately get emailed it. So yes, it's fun looking for properties, but I'm better, like I'll get an email just now saying a property that has matched your criteria is now being added to the market in this area. Brilliant. You know, like I can then just immediately call the agent because I know it hits all my criteria. So set up that Property Engine, you know, 25 quid a month, whatever, I don't know, it's not bad. And right, enough of talking shite. I'll see you at the site visits, because I'm not going to record the drawdown visit. Hopefully it goes well.
Charred and hollowed hall, a portrait of brimstone
Alright trips, before I'm going into this site visit, of which you'll see, I've booked a few networking events. So Property and Poppadoms, that's apparently a really good one, so I've booked on that. I've signed up to an in-day mastermind with the Property UK Club, that's in May. And what else is there? Done the drawdown sheet, so we're recouping a lot of the deposit. That's what you can do. If you paid a builder deposit throughout the drawdowns, you can recoup the deposit back, so you can get all the deposit back. So just worked out that, done the drawdown inspection, and he was happy with it. So now I've just got the client to do, this is really boring for you, I know, but if you're doing HMO conversions, it's fucking important. I basically got the client to do a drawdown request form. So it's the invoice amount plus the amount of deposit we're recouping, and then they keep the deposit and, you know, pay the builder. Boom. That's boring, but important. A lot of that's how I describe property. Boring, but important. So let's get this site visit out the way, then on to the next site visit, and then meeting the interior designer. Bash. There we go. It's all being plastered now. I'm talking quietly because I'm nervous. Installation's going on up there. And the lads are working downstairs, so I'm gonna put a camera in their faces, but a lot of plastering's been going on. And this will start being skimmed in the next week, next week's. We'll see. And can you see it there? Hang on. No, see the boys a wee bit nervous. So let's catch them up.
Blue, how can you stay? Are you amused? Are you enraged? Love's not a fire that blazes and ends, leaving ash, killing and it spreads. Passionate orange and reds are only herons that the love can transcend. Blue is the wrong color for woe, 'cause love is the water that heals as it flows. A force as it courses will change all terrain. Why would we poison what flows in our veins?
Yes, troops, what is happening? We are on our way home. Ah, you're kidding me on. It is chock-a-block on the M1, so you're stuck with me chatting shite. I couldn't film much today, but I've got a lot of updates and I've learned a lot, and I've got a lot of valuable information to pass on to you savages. Let me just pull on here without getting smashed up by a lorry. Right, so we went to the site visits. The projects are cracking on. So for Project Dustpan, now that we're nearing to a close, we have to get a lot of things arranged. I think I spoke about it earlier in the video, so I'll gloss over it just now. So the EPC's been arranged, but in order for the EPC to be ready, the builder control sign-off has to be ready. So the builder control's next Friday. That's being signed off, so in 2 weeks' time, we'll have the EPC come out. Utilities, that has been arranged in the background, and we need those done so we can get the gas and electrical certs. I'm definitely sure that I spoke about this earlier, but it's important to know because I didn't know this for a long time. So the gas and electrical certs, so then we can get the HMO license application in. Bash. And let me think about what else. Okay, so met the interior designer. We went to Project Western, went through what we're going to do there, any changes, because a little bit of reconfigurations happen. So if you've got an interior designer, and let's say throughout the build, the project has required for you to do changes. For example, the room turns out smaller, so you've had to bite into another room, or the room turns out a lot bigger, so you can fit more stuff in. Reconfiguration happens a lot throughout a build, definitely. So we had him back out, make sure that he's happy with what's going on. He's coming back out in a couple of weeks once the stud work is completed and all the room layouts are completed, and then he's going to go through there. So liaising with them, definitely important. Write that one down because things change throughout the build. Then we took over to Project Sun, and if you're a regular viewer of this channel, that is an extremely important project to me, right? Say it every single time. And basically, he came out, the clients onboarded him to that one, and we went there. And I'm going to show you in tomorrow's video what has been done, because it is fucking insane. These guys are fast, like really fast. All the roof has been ripped off, like everything's fucking going crazy there. And they're ahead of schedule, the new builder, so I'm really happy with them. So we went there, the interior designer, this is what's going to happen when you have an interior designer come onto the project. They come round, and then you walk through room by room. It's very early stages in that refurb, right? Ideally, you want them, really, is once you get the offer accepted and you get the stage 1 drawings from the architect, get them in, so then you can then work on the stage 4 drawings. They can work with the architect for the stage 4 drawings, so that you don't have to keep changing them down the line. However, they were brought on a little bit late. So we walked around the property. He got an idea of the layout. He's going to come back when the stud work is finished, or that it's up and running, so you have like a better understanding of layout of the room. Then we're going to work with the builder and figure out where the sockets are now going to go. The TV is going to be changed in like most of the rooms. You know, the kitchen layout may change a little bit, but what you need to remember is the builder has if you're bringing them in like mid-build, the builder will have quoted you for certain works. And if you bring an interior designer in and they're like, we want more sockets, or we want bigger TVs, we want bigger this, you know, there's a lot of changes that can be happening. Better paint, you know, different style of kitchen. All of these can be uplifting costs. So just remember to keep your builder in the loop, because they'll be like, well, we only quoted to do X amount of sockets and you're wanting like 10 more, you know, like you're wanting all this more, you're wanting different wiring, you're wanting like more wall cabinets in the kitchens, in the studios. A lot of changes can be happening, so don't be keeping them out of the loop, because you want to make sure that you stay within budget, okay? Before you start deciding anything with interior designers, make sure that you're staying within your budget, or you're happy paying the uplifting costs, and put it in your calculations just to make sure that it's still a deal that works for you. Woo! A lot of words. I then met with the interior designer after. I am making sure that our service is getting better, because I spoke about this earlier. I want to tell clients from now on when we onboard clients for our deal packaging business, we are going to be doing work with the interior designer. You're going to be working, it's been factored into the cost. Let's say the furniture pack was 10 grand and the interior designer costs, I don't know, 13, 14 grand, depending on the project. It's a little bit more extra, but we'll just offer less when we offer on the property, or we'll negotiate a bit more off with the builder. You know, you factor it in, so it's not going to be like surprising. Oh, my ears are popping. So our service is getting better. That interior designer, he is really good, and he's going to be like bringing us properties. So whatever properties he brings to us, we'll work with him. And you kind of do the same thing with builders. Like if they bring you a property and they're a good builder, providing they're good, you worked with them before, then you'll be like, I'll work with you. So you're bringing yourself more business. It's kind of the way to do it. So making the business better, booking more networking events. And I also told the interior designer what I'm doing now, and it's raising finance. I'm starting my own portfolio this year. And essentially, he's going to keep an eye out for people for me as well. Whether he does or doesn't, it's just good to let people know what you're doing. Tell people what you're doing. Let the world know what's going on, what your plans are, what you're looking for. And you never know, you might get that text. Scott, by the way, like my cousin, he's just inherited 200 grand, wants to do what you're offering. Can I put you in touch with him? Fuck yeah, you can. Oh my God. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just put it out in the world. You never know. Also, what I'm going to do, feel free to copy this. I was on a call last night. And a lot of other deal packagers were wondering how we get investors, how we get deals. And then I brought up co-sourcing. Like, co-sourcing is huge. The host of the call brought up co-sourcing. I then put my 2 pence in. And what I'm going to be doing now, feel free to copy this, is tell people, like, I already tell people, look, if you want to co-source, let me know. Like, I'm always looking for deals, always looking for clients, always happy to do more business. But there's not really many places for them to go. So if I create a form, create an email sequence on Kit, I'll then put it in the description below. If you want to co-source with me, by the way, just comment below or yes, or reach out to me on Instagram. You know, excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to put a sequence in place, and because they're also generating leads as well. So a lot of my content lately has been generating leads, how to generate leads online, offline. I'm focusing a lot online right now, and I put an email sequence together and basically a form together, and then a Calendly link. And essentially what we'll do is get more deal sourcing leads, because leveraging other sources, other investors, please, I've said it so many times in this, collaborate, don't fucking compete, because there's a lot of sources out there and investors who's like, for example, an investor, like, they secure a deal and they haven't raised the finance. They want to raise the finance, but their private investor something might have happened in their personal life and they don't have the funds, or they just haven't raised the finance in enough time, and they don't want to salvage, like, they don't want to lose that relationship with the agent. They want to salvage it. So then you save the day. By the way, I've got a client. This is a perfect deal for that client. Why don't we just pay you a referral fee, and boom, like, you keep the relationship with the client, we get a deal. You're offering a solution to other people's problem, and you just help each other out. You're just another string to their bow. It's definitely something that I recommend doing. So I'm going to create an email sequence where you fill out a form on my YouTube channel or Instagram and stuff, and it puts you in the sequence, and then ultimately we book a call. You know what I mean? Automated in the background, automated. I'm so busy that I want to do as much automated stuff in the background and then teach you how to do it. Once it works, there's no point in telling you, here's how to do something, and then it doesn't work, and then you're like, Scott, what the fuck? I've got to prove that it works before I teach you how to do it. I'm just telling you what's going on in the background. Also, whilst it's still on my mind, what I have figured out is, obviously, when it comes to social media, it's hard to know what to post, and then you spend so much time like doing posts, like whether it's on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, YouTube videos. Fuck me, there's loads. You know what I mean? So how do you reduce it? What I have learned is, obviously, YouTube videos, it's, like 10 to 20 minutes, maybe a bit longer, because I talk a lot of shite. I'm not really fast. YouTube Shorts, 60 seconds and under. It says you could do over 60 seconds, but under 60 seconds, I've noticed that it works far better. Like, my last one got like 1.4k views. I got about 10 subscribers. It did pretty well. For Instagram, Reels work really well for casting a wide net and doing like a bigger audience. But for nurturing your audience, for people to like interact, I've noticed that static posts or carousel posts work better. Now, this is where it can be helpful. LinkedIn, you can do one post a day, like on all the other on like YouTube and fucking YouTube Shorts and Instagram and Facebook. But when it comes to LinkedIn, static posts are the way. So static posts, and doing about 3 of them a week. That's what I'm going to start doing. Because I'm starting a cold outreach on LinkedIn, I want them to be able to check my profile and see that I'm active, rather than just not posting at all. So whatever static posts I do on Instagram, that goes on LinkedIn, and it also goes on Facebook, because on Facebook I cross-post it to 3 property groups, right? And what I've noticed is, when I tried Reels on Facebook, they just didn't work. No matter what reel I posted, it just didn't work. It didn't get any interaction or any engagement or anything like that. But when I do static posts and like a long caption, people find it a lot easier to interact. Like, I done a post yesterday and it must have got about, I don't know, like 20 odd comments. People were discussing with each other. And that's what I like to see, when people are discussing with each other under my post, because it means I've sparked conversation. So Facebook, static posts only, like photos, like carousels are just photos. LinkedIn, just photos. Instagram, a mix between photos and reels. Whatever photos I put on there, that goes on to all the other, like LinkedIn and Facebook. And the reels that I post on Instagram, that also is my shorts for YouTube. All right. And most of the time, those reels / shorts come from the YouTube video. So I just take a clip and put it on there, and this is it, and that's that. I want to be on all of them, and I know fine fucking well it is better to be on one and master one and only do one, but I'm not going to listen to that very good advice that you should probably listen to. I'm not going to listen to it. I want to be on all of them. I don't know why, it might not work, but I'm finding a sustainable model, because what I do is I just schedule the posts on LinkedIn, and then I take it from there. It helps my cold outreach. I am on full fucking force to find private investors to invest with me to get minimum 10% return on investment on their funds, So if you want to do that, there's a form below. Feel free to, because it's a solid opportunity. I can only work with so many private investors. I'm very busy, so I'm not going to work. It's not anyone that can join. It's only a select few. I'm being serious. It is true, you know. So that is the way it is. If you want to be one of those investors, you know, fill out the form below, and I'll definitely get in touch and see if we're a good fit. You know, see if we're a good fit to work together.
Oh, blue.